Hi guys, this is Social Fire, and today I have Jinroh with me.
What's good?
And let's see how a team full of Gotenks do. So the new intelligence Gotenks and Ghost unit came out, and you'll notice he's here along with double Gogeta leads, and it is a fusion team setup. So what are your thoughts so far?
I mean, it's not really the most efficient team, in my opinion, because of not really, an overall balance with the team. But like you said, it's an interesting regardless. So let's kind of see how things play out. It looks like you have units like the physical type Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks unit, along with the strength base Gotenks. You've got the strength Super Saiyan Gotenks as well, like you mentioned. Got the new free-to-play Gotenks and Ghost unit, and the skinny tanks, I guess is a
Yeah.
nickname for it. Not really a good unit, but actually a pretty decent free-to-play if you're struggling to fill in a fusion category team. That's not necessarily a bad unit.
Right.
Do you want me to give a couple of backgrounds as to each unit and their passes and stuff, or what?
Sure, we can get started on that.
So the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks unit, the only drawback in my opinion is whenever the super attack is launched, 30% defense drop. So that hurts a little bit, especially in tougher events. That could definitely be a little bit detrimental. The strength base Gotenks unit has a pretty solid passive skill where, as long as it's the first attacker, it gets a pretty significant boost toward attack. I think
It's like 77%.
Yeah, so you get a 77% attack boost at the start of turn, and if that unit is the first attacker, you get another 23%. So not bad overall. The Super Saiyan version of Gotenks is pretty much a flat percentage boost with the passive toward attack. Skinny Tanks is somewhat of a nuking passive where it's a 5% attack and defense increase, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
I believe that's right.
I mean, that's pretty much the extent of it, I think.
I mean, it is a fun idea, especially seeing how they link up with each other, because again, the intelligence Gotenks and Ghost unit does share links with the other Gotenks units, and since they have different names, you can technically link them together mostly here.
Yeah, they'll share a lot. I mean, for the most part, the most important links they'll share, like Super Saiyan and Fuse Fighter, whatnot. Unfortunately, the Gotenks and Ghost unit won't have Fierce Battle or not
Well, he
prepare
does
for
have
battle.
prepare for battle.
Or I meant Shattering the Limit.
Oh, right, that's correct.
Basically, link skills you get from TUR status. You're not going to get those
Right.
link skills. So unfortunately, that's a miss out on that. But the rest of the team, I mean, they'll share links like Fierce Battle for the most part. So they're not going to struggle with maximizing attack for the most part.
Right, and it is interesting to see how how they're going to boost him too here. He did fairly well on my last showcase, and then just seeing how the other units link up together overall too is pretty interesting here.
Yeah, the only drawback with this team setup is there's no unit of Gotenks that's going to provide an attack or defensive or even a key boost toward the rest of the team through either a super attack or passive. They're strictly beneficial to each of their own units and not to the team overall. So that's probably the main difference between this video and your showcase video, where you brought in a decent amount of support units to provide at least a 30% increase in attack for the Gotenks and Ghost unit. However, this is a fusion category team, so they get more of a leader skill boost, where it's 150 versus 120, right, in your case?
Right.
Yeah. So it might overall balance itself out.
Right, and again, the fusion category is kind of limited, so it is nice to see that you can use the units like this too, especially considering that some of these are free to play.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely includes a couple of other variations that you could definitely set up, like the agility Super Saiyan Gotenks unit that has a 15% increased attack for every agility key collected. That's another unit available in the fusion category. The Fat Tanks is another one.
Yeah, he could work
and then
too.
the I guess Beku,
Yeah.
Goku and Vegeta fusion, but that's not a good tanks unit, so that wouldn't count anyway. But and then you've got the SR Trunks and Goten units that can awaken into a Super Saiyan Gotenks unit. That's certainly an option too.
That's true.
I mean, there's quite a bit of them, so the options are definitely.
You have quite a few options
yeah,
there.
it's definitely there.
Yeah, no, it's interesting though, because he looks like he's actually doing fairly well. I mean, he's getting some decent numbers here. I mean, I saw him getting a little bit over 600,000, which was about the top that I was getting out of him.
Which unit?
The intelligence Gotenks and Ghosts.
That's actually a pretty high number.
Yeah, no, that was kind of where he was topping out for me, but it looks like we get 2 fusions here with the Gogeta units.
Yeah, because they're on the same rotation and met the HP restrictions, and I think 7 turns have passed. 5 or 7, I can't remember what the restrictions exactly were, but yeah, I mean, sandwiched between both of them, so the other, that's the other worthwhile thing to note is the Gotenks and Ghost unit does change random key into rainbow key, so the LR Gogeta unit, in addition to the Vegeta version, they double their key amounts based on rainbow key collected, so that'll make getting the 18 keys super a lot easier if that Gotenks unit is in the rotation, so that could definitely help.
Well, I was glad that the free-to-play unit that we got was an orb changer, because that is pretty useful there. That's probably one of his best features, in my opinion.
Yeah, in addition to the stunning ability, I tested
true.
out the stunning capabilities on Battle Road, and definitely beneficial. I tested it out on both the against the Extreme Tech stage and also the Fusion category stage in JP.
Right.
And that unit was actually pretty clutch. So it's definitely beneficial to have that unit on the team.
Right. I'm just taking a look here, just kind of seeing how each of them do. So, I mean, again, they do share similar links, and they're boosting each other decently. It isn't the best team setup, though, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, really what it comes down to is what this team is missing is a supporting type role, like a supporting unit that provides some sort of boost toward key attack and defense. I mean, you essentially don't have any unit that's helping the rest of the team out. It's more like it's the sports analogy. It's like it's an individual sport or individual event to where they're only benefiting themselves, really, besides like the link skills.
Well, let's see what he actually gets out of this Dokkan mode here. Be interesting if he actually gets a bit of a better boost than I was able to get, because I did get a Dokkan on my showcase, but
yeah, I remember doing it on mine, but I don't remember how high the number was. I mean, it's not that high.
458,000. I think I got 600,000 with the Dokkan, but that seems to be where he kind of tops out, at least in my experience.
Okay, so that's what you mean? The Dokkan mode, you were able to get 600,000?
No, I got it twice. I got it with Dokkan, and then I did get it just on a super attack.
Because I think, realistically speaking, this unit, it's really not meant to hit hard.
Right, that's why I'm saying I think that's where he kind of tops out at. At least, I mean, that's what I've seen.
Yeah, and like on the tougher events, like the Fusion category Battle Road setting, which global, is obviously not on global, so like you wouldn't know the stage itself,
right.
But definitely does a lot less, and that's where I say the benefit comes from, the stunning ability, not necessarily the damage output. So that kind of leads me to the point that for the potential system, you definitely want to focus more on additional and evasion. Honestly, like you don't even need criticals for this unit. You really don't, honestly, because it's not even going to help. I think you're better off assigning 3 more levels toward additional attack or evasion, in my opinion.
I would probably give it to an evasion, because for my unit, I did give him the 3 critical, but it really didn't make any difference. It really wasn't worth it.
Yeah, and I will say this, on the Fusion category Super Battle Road stage that I tested out earlier today, there's been a couple of instances where the Gotenks unit would fail to stun the enemy, right? And the additional attack kicked in and then stunned the enemy. That was actually clutch, because I would have died otherwise. Like, that's how important that was. So I think it's definitely a good mix between the two. Would probably be a good idea. Additional attack and evasion. Now you can go full evasion if you really want to, but I think it's better to have a mix of both, in my opinion.
Right. I mean, I think giving him that additional does help too. I don't think I would go full evasion, but definitely prioritize it.
Yeah, and I haven't tested out the skinny tank's ability. You know, I mean, I mean, you can definitely raise the defense with, you know, the key collected. He does have somewhat of a nuking passive. It's low at a 5% rate, but it's still not bad. The base Gotenks you see in the first slot is definitely a pretty good unit. I mean, you're essentially looking at what 100% increase to attack based on the passive if he is the first attacker. If he's not, it's still a 77%, which is a decent boost. And I think the Super Saiyan version of the Strength type also gets around the 70% boost. Also, I can't remember exactly, but it's in that region. So both of them are not bad.
Yeah, both of those are really great Gotenks units. Definitely useful in a lot of setups. And taking a look here, I mean, the skinny Gotenks isn't bad considering, again, it is free to play and it is a fusion category. So a lot of newer players, that is such a hard category to build out.
Yeah, it's definitely not the easiest category. Probably, I mean, there's definitely a lot less available units than some of the other categories for sure.
I know personally that's probably one of the categories I've struggled in the most.
Yeah, I think the other categories that are pretty limited, that's similar would probably be like Shadow Dragons and even like the representatives of Universe 7. That's a pretty limited category too, in my opinion, anyway.
No, look, they're still kind of building it. I mean, overall, this footage has been fun to view. It's kind of a fun idea again, and pretty fun to check out. So, overall, it's a good idea, but I don't know how particularly useful it is. So, I mean, if you didn't have other options, though, it could technically work. But, I mean, again, that's for you guys to decide. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, too. What your thoughts are, if you've tried anything like this. And if you have not already, guys, be sure to like and subscribe, and also be sure to check out Jinroh's channel. I'll put a link in the description as well. Alright, so I think we're going to wrap it up today, guys, but thanks for watching.
Alright, see you.
Alright, thanks.